What do you say to the business owner when they call and say, hey, Nick, the leads, it just slowed down. Like, what's going on? And they call you and they're freaking out, whatever. What do you say? And for those of you that haven't gotten your first deal, you need to go get your first deal or else this is never going to happen. But I am anticipating that everyone that's watching this at some point is going to jump in, whether it's today, tomorrow, next week, and hopefully you don't miss the window. But I want to go a little bit more in depth. This is going to be more of like a very specific thing for people that have deals, or maybe you just want to know what to do to prevent this, or if it does happen in the future, which is great. Okay, so first of all, I want to say this. And I stand by this. It doesn't matter what the objection is. It doesn't matter if it's price. It doesn't matter if it's trust. It doesn't matter what it is. Everything is better, easier, if you take care of it first. Okay? So first of all, I'm going to tell you, if you're getting this, you probably didn't do a great job when you closed the deal. And so I like to spend a little bit of extra time closing the deal to save myself these kind of conversations later. So when I go to close my deals, I will typically let them know. I'll say, hey, and this is part of the close. I'll say, when I drop the price, everything, I'm like, look, in December, in the winter, and if you're in Australia or somewhere else when the winter is not December, you just say, in this time of year, the leads are going, spoiler alert, they're gonna drop a little bit, man. It's Christmas. Have you ever heard of it? Or if you're in the concrete niche, it gets cold, man. Like, people don't pour concrete as much in the winter as they do in the spring, right? It's just facts. And so if you bring it up first, say it like that, say, but in the spring or the fall or both, I'm going to be getting you more leads than normal. You're going to be getting more than you normally would. And I'm not going to come after you for more money. So here's the deal, Mr. Business Owner, Mrs. Business Owner. I'm not going to bug you for more money when it gets hot, when things are popping. All I ask in return is that when we have a month or two that's a little bit slower because of the time of year, just don't call me on Christmas. Cool? That's all. If you said that line, it would probably take you, 30 seconds to say during your close. This entire video, you wouldn't even have to watch this video. And so maybe that's the lesson some of you guys need to learn on your next deal or your first deal or whatever next week or today, whenever you're doing your next one. Handle it up front. And I know sometimes we get so excited that we got the deal and we're just grabbing the credit card and everything is good, that you saying that is not going to lose. Some people have this fear that if I say that, it's going to lose the deal. They're going to not want to do it. No, it's actually the opposite. When you tell them things like that, it actually lets them know, okay, this guy, this lady, this gal, they're being real with me. They're being straight with me. They're telling me how great this is, but they're also letting me know, like, this might happen. Okay. People respect that. And I'm telling you, opposite of what you think. You think, oh, it's going to lose the deal for me. No, it's actually going to solidify the deal, because they're going to go, okay, it is a great deal. It is a great partnership. It is a great service, but this makes it just seem a little bit more legitimate. So that's what I want to start with is, number one, anything of this nature is better taken care of up front. Okay. And if let's say you got a deal a couple months ago, I would call all of my business owners and I would weave this into the conversation somewhere, okay? Because it's better if it comes from you first than if you wait for it to happen and wait for them to call you. Now, let's say you didn't. Let me go ahead and, you guys heard the term wet your whistle? I'm going to wet my whistle. Let's say you forgot, okay? And the business owner calls you and they start complaining. The first thing you need to do is, and I just think this is good practice in any conversation, is obviously you don't just get into attack mode. Agree with them. Hey man, I would always say, I feel you. Okay. No, I feel you. Let me ask you this. And the first thing you want to make sure is, are they actually not getting leads? Are you actually not fulfilling on what the expectations that were set? Or are they not checking their phone? Or are they confused because they think the leads they're getting are from their website or from some other source and they're actually from you? So you got to make sure of that first. Pull out your whatever call tracking system you use. Check it out. Make sure, number one, that there's actually something legitimate, but do it in a way that's not you being an absolute dick, okay? Don't attack them. Hey, ma'am. Hey, lady. Hey, guy. I feel you. Let's just check this out. Let me just pull open whatever software or whatever phone tracking. Let me see let's see what you got last month, okay? And you should already know this, but you pull it out like, hey, actually, it looks like I'm showing 20 leads. And go through it. And that right there might be the solution. They just don't get it. And I've had this happen. It sounds dumb. I have literally had people, they think they're not getting calls, and really all the calls are coming from me. They just think they're coming from their website, and they didn't understand the whisper message or anything like that, okay? That's number one. Number two is you need to remind them that in certain times of the year, it is going to be higher, and certain times it's going to be lower. And that's the beauty of the flat fee. That's why we did the flat fee. And here's what I do. And this is something you have to say it with confidence. But if you do it with confidence, it works like a charm. Okay. I would say something like this. Look, man, or look, lady, I'm more than happy. If you want, I'm cool. We can lower your rate for the next month or two. However, if you want to do that, then to be fair, in March and April and May, when we start going above the expectations, I'm going to raise the price. Are you cool with that? Are you cool with a sliding price? Because as I told you, the rankings are continuing to pick up. We're only going to get more and more leads. Like, it's just a time of year thing. So if you're okay with that, then I'm cool. We'll lower it for a month or two. But I'm telling you, this is the reason why flat fee is such a good deal. Okay? So what do you want to do? If I were you, Mr. Business Owner, Mrs. Business Owner, I would keep it on a flat rate so we don't have to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But it's up to you. Your call. You say this, you say it with confidence, you say it and they know you mean it. They're going to back off. Okay? Now, all of that said, if you're getting them one lead, that could be a problem. Okay? One lead could be a problem. But if you're normally getting them 12 to 15 and this month it's 8 or 9, then that's what I would say. I would let them know and say, hey, I'm cool. You want to do that? And I always reference, hey, I told you this is going to happen. But if you forgot, then you say something like this. I'm cool doing this, man. Like, we're good, lady, ma'am, lady, whatever you are, whoever you are. Doesn't matter. It's the same. But if we're going to lower it for this month or for Christmas, I'm going to slide it up when it starts to pop. And trust me, I wouldn't do that if I were you. But if you want to do it, that's cool. Okay. And if you say it and you actually mean it, they're going to back off. Okay. That's the only way. You have to just attack it. But again, it comes back to the same thing with objections. And this is kind of like just a complaint or whatever. But if all you had to say 2 months ago, 3 months ago, 4, 5 months ago, when you closed the deal was that simple line, hey, I'm just telling you right now, during the cold time of year, during Christmas, it's going to be a little slower. Just expect it, but it's going to be higher. It's going to be popping a little bit more during the spring and these different times. So what we'll do is I don't bug you, you don't bug me. It all evens out. That's the beauty of this model. Are we cool? That literally took me 10 seconds and I just saved an entire conversation, an entire pissed off client. That's why I'm so bullish on always bringing things up first. Okay? So guys, this might happen. In fact, let me say, it might. It's going to happen to everybody. It's happened to me. Things happen, right? Times change. Seasons change. Weather happens. Freaking Christmas comes. Holidays. Stuff in the world. But you just got to let them know it's going to ebb and flow. But net over not net, that doesn't even make sense. But over time, it's going to average out and it's going to be better because we're going to save time. It's going to be better to just do the flat fee. Don't trust me? Go try it.